Welcome back to our Reels Restoration. Today I have a Swampfire, Dreadnok Swampfire. Had a couple issues. It was missing the side cover over here. The place where the gun goes in, that is broke. Not the biggest deal in the world. One of the pontoon has a little missing tab. Luckily I have that tab. I'm going to glue that back on. Let that set up. So, Hotspot Collectibles, another toy store in town. They had this for $1.50. So it didn't have a broken gun turret mount. It had both the engine covers. I only need one, but it had both. But the problem with that one is the front little wing here is snapped off. So I'm gonna sit here and think, should I cut the good one off where the gun turret is and mount it onto the old one, or should I try cutting this wing off and mounting it to the unbroken wing? I'm thinking the gun turret thing is probably the easiest fixed versus trying to do something structural like that. So first thing is I need to get it peeled apart. I need to get these engine covers off. Up inside there's some tabs. So I'm going to go ahead and get that engine cover off that I need. So basically you just push that tab down. It's pretty simple. This is what it looks like. Tab, tab. Go ahead and mount that back in. Drop the bottom in. Push it in. Good to go. Easy fix. So for this, I might take that offline, take it and hacksaw it off right at the bottom. Afraid if I cut it with some nippers, it's going to compromise the plastic. So cut that off there, then take the nippers and cut that off. Glue that down with some plastic weld, put it in place, and then for the side, got that missing piece. It was down in the tote. I have that little piece, so I'm going to glue it back on. I'm going to try before I put it on, but if it won't hold, then I'll put it together, put this piece on, then glue it after, just so I don't have to put the pressure of getting it on and off. So let me go take this one upstairs. I'm going to take it out to my garage. I'm going to hacksaw that off right on the edge, take that off, nip that one off, glue it down. Alright, I went ahead and took a hacksaw, took that all the way off, straight across. Luckily I have a vise, not a lot of people would, but you could take your time with a hacksaw, get that off. Maybe a utility knife, but I ended up with the gun turret right there. So now I need to take this one, and I'm going to take the plastic nippers, cut it down at the bottom. Just taking my time, cutting it straight at the bottom. I need a flat surface. There we go. Take a needle file. Get it smooth and flat. Plus it roughs it up. Gives it a place for that plastic weld to get down in the grooves. Go ahead and get my plastic weld. Attach that. It should be a quick, easy fix. So I've got my plastic weld. Work that off a little better. Go ahead and put some around the ring where it goes. Put some on the bottom of this. Now remember, there's little ridges. They go front and the back. So I'm going to put that on the front to the back. Line up the hole. get it lined up and flat as I can. It's going to hold. Go ahead and hit the lip all the way around it. Help melt those two pieces into one piece. So next thing is I need to attach the old broken tab off. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some plastic weld on that as well. A little bit on the bottom, very small piece for me. Let it sit for a minute. Match the original brake. This is the piece off here because, like I said, it was in the bottom of the tote. If it wasn't, I was going to have to come up with some kind of fix. When I cleaned all these out of those totes, I definitely shook it out, sorted out any pieces of plastic I found, and I was able to match up a few broken pieces with what they came off of. And there we go. So plastic weld held that most immediately. Definitely going to have to let that sit for a while before I put any pressure on it. So I'll get back to this video in a minute. So that's fixed. This one was good shape. Gun's in good shape. The new turret mount is in good shape. This is basically not even a good shell. The only left good on this is this cover piece. I'll probably end up cleaning it up a little bit. Take it off. It's about the only thing you can probably get any money from. It's actually got a broken joystick as well, I'm just seeing. This one had a good joystick, so I made the right call by cutting that off and putting it back on this one. But once I get these pontoons back on and the gun back on, we have a complete swamp skier. The gimmick on this was the pontoons come up, it flies, the pontoons go down. Somehow or another these pop out. I'm kind of afraid to pull them, but you pull them out, they both fold back, and then you make it into a pontoon boat. But I'm going to display it with the propellers out and probably the pontoons up. I might hang it off my ceiling around my display just to take up a little bit of space. But yeah, they snap up like that, snap back down. Alright, I've let that dry about 3 hours or so. I'm just gonna see how it held. It's like the gun turret is working out. Carefully work it in there. As good as I'm going to push that in. The pontoons do have a right and left R and a L. So I'm going to carefully, easily push those in. Snapped in. No brakes on that side. It did break. So yep, just like I thought, I'm gonna have to plastic weld that on. So snapped right off. It's a problem with something that small. So I'll go ahead and glue that on, let it sit over there on my shelf. I'm not gonna bore you with that, but it's kind of my fear on that one. And it displays well enough like that, but main thing is now it's got both the engine covers, it's got a good gun turret, it's completely complete. Just got to glue that back on over here. It was a decent vehicle for what it was, a little cheap one back in the day. I don't believe it came with the figure. Joysticks there, gun turrets on there. You see that pontoon's holding on. But I'll go ahead and glue that on and let it sit and sit and sit. But thanks for watching. look for more videos coming up soon. I've been knocking them out left and right, so there'll be more coming for sure.